Hey, Wagwan, what y'all deal with? So, one of the biggest, hottest things that everybody is talking about right now is, of course, the 2024 Olympics and the boxing champion that everybody is talking about that has everybody confused about the whole gender identity. That is Imane Kelif. It's a boxer that has come up in the female boxing league that everybody is kind of confused about if this is a woman or a man, and there's been debates around that because they did failed the qualification as far as hormonally to be able to box as a female before. They're saying that she was born with high levels of testosterone. The fact that basically she was born with the X and Y chromosome, but there is reports saying that she was born as a female at birth. So there's reports around that. Some people are saying, I don't believe it. I think that she was still born a man. She has very masculine features as far as a very square jaw. She doesn't appear to have breasts. So it's kind of one of those things where even if she is born a woman, I'm of the belief that possibly she may have too much testosterone at this point to be able to fight with females, because what happened is that the person who she was supposed to be fighting basically forfeited because she said, I've never been hit that hard in my career as a woman boxer. So apparently, you know, she really has a very strong punch to be able to hit somebody so hard, you know what I'm saying? They just sit down and be like, I don't want no more of that. So I think that if you have that much testosterone where you're able to have overly fair advantage anyway, then you probably should not be fighting in the female boxing league, you know, because you could do extreme harm to somebody above the level normal. I think that what it could open the door for is that it could open the door as it relates to the transgender issue. And there could be people who are born as men who are able to then fight in the female boxing leagues or play women's sports because of the fact that this has kind of opened the door for us. I think it's a bigger issue. They're even, you know, talking amongst their councils and everything about whether this should have been allowed. So that's what's going on right now from what I understand. So to hop back into the other hot topic right now, which is the 2024 presidential election. And the biggest thing that has happened is the Democratic convention in which Kamala Harris had Megan Stallion and Quavo performing at the Democratic convention. Everybody is shaking their head. It's pretty bad, but I'm gonna let you see it for yourself.
What's up, honey? This is your girl, Megan Stallion, aka the Hot Girl Coach, reporting live with the future president of the United States.
Everybody,
What do you have to say to the American people?
we are not going back.
I'm so happy to be here, Atlanta. We're about to make history. The first black female president. Let's get this done, hotties for Harris.
If y'all don't know me, I go by the name of Quavo. Born and raised in the north side of Atlanta, home of the Migos. One thing I learned about working with Vice President Harris is she always stand on business. What's up, mama? Yeah, we changing the culture again. Make sure you get out and vote right now, because it's the real one. And in the words of my brother Takeoff, let me get a Kamala. Yes, sir.
And please give it up for Quavo and Megan. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. So I'm gonna get into some business now. As my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
I think that the biggest reason that everybody is shaking their heads at this is mainly because one of the things that a lot of black people try to push to get away from is like the stereotype. I feel like what she did is the equivalent to, you know, a white person walking into a room full of black people and being like, yo, I'm cool too, yo, yo, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I feel like it's equivalent to. If you're like, yeah, see, black women be shaking their ass, and, you know, black men be getting up there and talking like a rapper and everything like that. And I feel like at a political convention, it was completely out of place. As a matter of fact, it may just have been the thing that pushed Kamala into losing a whole lot of black votes. Everybody felt like she's really playing with us. She thinks this is the only thing that we'll listen to. She really does think that this is going to be the way to get to black voters. If I bring a rapper up to come talk about gun violence and I have Megan Stallion up there shaking her ass, working for the presidency, whatever she feel like she doing. I feel like the thing that is making people look at Kamala and say, no, you're not black, is not because she doesn't have a parent that has African origins by way of Jamaica. Because I think that if she would have came in and said, I am an Indian Jamaican president. I think that people would have just judged her by her actions instead of how she's presenting herself. But I think the problem is that how she's presenting herself really is trying to reach the African American people. And I think that's the thing that is the difference that we have to look at here. Anytime that people say, well, Kamala is not black, I think that people always comment on that, say, well, her dad is Jamaican, duh. But I think also a couple of things we have to take into account. Number one, she was raised by her Indian American mother, and that side of her family more so predominantly. Number two, we don't see her even really talking about the Jamaican side of her family or that she had any type of connection to that culture outside of knowing that her father was from Jamaica. And number three, this is the most important. She has to realize that if you're trying to reach the African American people, the way to do that is not to start acting like you know what that culture is about and then start taking on these stereotypes of saying, oh, I'm washing my greens in the bathtub. They don't walk it like they talking. Like you make it sound now like you're making fun of black people, like you are basically participating in satire. And that's what I've been saying this whole time, because I feel like that's the missing piece that people just don't understand. It's not about the fact that she's a woman. It's not about the fact that her parents are from India and Jamaica. That's not it. The reason that black people really have a feeling of rejection for her does not have to do with that. It has to do with the fact that she is presenting as something that she's not. And the thing is that when you do that, then you make yourself look like you're making a mockery of black people. And that takes away the whole point of you feeling like you can connect to us. And even white people are saying, this don't offend y'all. This is how she sees y'all. Y'all don't feel offended by that? It's causing a lot of people who were going to vote for her to really kind of say, wait a minute. And I think that pretty much she may have needed something to really kind of get her momentum back after that. The thing came in perfect timing in the form of Donald J. Trump. Basically, there was an interview between him and a black reporter where everybody is saying now they feel like he basically attacked the reporter or he responded inappropriately to what she said. I'm going to let y'all see that real quick right here, and then I'll come right back.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country.
So apparently this was the perfect thing that Kamala needed in order to be able to kind of get her groove back in this campaign. All it needs to look like is that Donald Trump attacked a female black reporter, and that's everything that, you know, Kamala is trying to convince everybody that she is. So with that being the case, you know, she can come to her rescue and be the person that defends her in this instance. As it relates to the actual interview, to me it kind of looks like a setup. Not trying to defend his response at all, because to be honest with you, he did come back very hard, and he did come back with, you know, saying some things that could get him in trouble if nothing else. But I think that it does look like a setup, only because for him to be being interviewed and he was expecting to have Kamala be there, he was there in front of an audience of people, and I feel like it was a situation where they just wanted to see what he would do and how far they could get him, what else they could get him to say. So I feel like that was kind of a setup, but I do feel like with being somebody in a political position, he did respond kind of hard. He did, you know, say some things that could have, if nothing else, with everything that's going on, gotten people to look at him differently. However, his hero came in the form of another black woman. Her name is Michaela Montgomery, and she is very, very much so on his team.
School bus driver. Woo! In a traffic jam.
I'm so happy you all came out to see me. So, my name is Michaela Montgomery. A lot of you guys know me as the girl from Chik Fil A, but I am so much more than that. Not only do I serve as the CEO of Conserve the Culture, I am also the state director for Blexit down here in Georgia. I'm a Fulton County coordinator for America First Works, and I'm also launching a podcast on the Patriots Prayer Network, so put some respect on my name. See, as a young single mother, I can tell y'all that rent is too damn high. I can tell you that as a young black voter, groceries are too damn high. And as an American citizen, period, seniors like my parents should never have to choose between medicine or food. It should never be the quality of life versus the quantity of life. And I don't want to hear, oh, but we capped the price of insulin and lowered the price of all these medicines. Yeah, but you raised the price of everything else, so it's about time to start telling the truth to Americans and let them know exactly what they're signing up for if they want to vote for Kamala Harris. Black Americans are not happy with the current state of the economy, so I'm going to need 80% of y'all to vote accordingly in November. The left is trying to tout this woman as a savior for the black community, but all she's done is hurt the black community since she came into the game. See, the first step in destroying the black community is to dismantle the black family. So aside from her record as a prosecutor, why don't we ask Mrs. Willie Brown if Kamala Harris cares about black families? I wonder if Mrs. Willie Brown, a black woman, is also with her. A few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only black when it's time to get elected. Did I lie? The same black people who are mad at Trump for being confused about her race, ethnicity, nationality, whatever, are seemingly forgetting that while you're touting her as a savior for black people, she identifies as an Asian woman. When asked if she would ever do anything specifically for black people, she said no. Whereas Trump gave us the Platinum Plan, which specifically uplifted the black community by increasing capital by almost $500 billion, creating 500,000 new black businesses, and would give black churches the ability to fight for federal resources for their communities. They love me, they really love me.
So, the Chik Fil A girl is rallying hard for Donald Trump right now. And I feel like that was just what he needed to pick back up after the whole reporter incident, because it's something that made it to where you could never say he was racist and you could never say that he didn't like women based upon the way that she's talking. So if you was to say, well, he was talking to the reporter like that because he just doesn't like black women, then that kind of makes it hard to say now. That's what she did as far as it related to his campaign. I feel like she balanced out everything that people could say as it relates to him by taking a picture, just, you know, having a video hugging him in Chik Fil A and everything like that. So I think that what they're doing right now is they're campaigning very hard. I feel like they're both campaigning very hard against each other at this time. So really, it's going to be hard to tell how this whole thing turns out. But I think the things that they have both done right now are affecting their campaign in a way where we can't tell what's going to happen, because everything is now getting down to the nitty-gritty. And I feel like what the next moves will do in these next couple of months is going to determine what we're going to be looking at as far as this presidential election. What I'm going to do also is go ahead and put my social media on here like I always do, so that y'all can get on here and connect with me on my social media, and so you can check out whenever I put up new posts and everything. Also, I'm going to put up my YouTube information right here, and I want you to go ahead and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can see whenever I put up new videos as well, and show me some likes, show me some love. But in the meantime, in between time, peace.